morning, this is John with the Pine Tree, and I'm here with Kenny Lee. Now this is another one of our little updates on if you are trying to go for some specific fitness goals. And a couple weeks ago we did one where, kind of getting started. Now since then I started at 253, now I'm down to 243. So I dropped about 10 pounds. But I got a long ways to go yet. And I've got about 8 weeks. I've got a long ways to go and a short time to get there. So if somebody's really trying to burn some fat quickly, what would you say the best way to do it?
Well, some of the best exercises there are for fat burning or interval training.
Okay.
Our bodies are real adaptable. If we keep doing this, say if you go at one speed for a long period of time, your body adapts to it. So what you need to do, you need to trick your metabolism in your body to kick that metabolism in. So the best way of doing that is with interval training, which meaning that what you'll do is you'll have a fast movement for say a minute or so.
Right.
Like say if you're on a bike, you spin as fast as you can go for a minute or two.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll back off for another minute to kind of get that rest, let the body kind of slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
And you do that spurt again. What that does, that's called interval training. And what that does is that tricks your metabolism.
So that way, if your metabolism good, that means you're burning more calories when you're not exercising.
Right.
In essence, is that right?
Sure.
So if somebody's just say plodding away on the exercise bike, that burns calories, but it would do nothing for your metabolism.
Well, I mean, it would if they just started doing it.
Right.
If they've been doing the same thing for a long period of time, their bodies will adapt to it. So what you have to do, that's why it's good to change your workouts and change your cardio routine. When you have that burst of energy or that burst of movement, then your body thinks it has to catch up to it, basically. That's a good way of analogy of looking at it.
Okay.
So then your metabolism has to kick in. So that's why interval training is so good. Also with weight training, supersetting, your drop downs, that's what you've been doing.
Right.
That's probably why you're losing weight.
Yeah.
And you're losing fat. Because you could also convert the fat through your muscles too. So the interval training with the supersets and the drop down sets is the way to go. Plus also of course diet.
Now, I guess another question is we get older. It seems like it's harder to get the midsection is everything. Now I've always traditionally had a thicker waist as well. I mean I've never one of these guys that had like a little tiny waist. If a person obviously you do the intervals and just because you can't really spot reduce, you just have to. What exercise would you recommend then? I mean, to just tighten up your midsection, because I mean, a lot of these things where they're putting heavy weights and working their abs and stuff. You see a lot of the guys now with
that is working your core is not going to help you lose fat. Like you said, that's spot training.
Okay.
You got to lose the fat overall, the whole body. Unfortunately, some people, you got to look at your genetics too. Some people just have some people just have a smaller waist.
Right.
You can only do what your body lets you do.
Really?
Oh
man.
But you can still look great. I mean, just because you have a little wider waist, but you can still get the fat off of it.
Right.
And you still have the six pack. You're just gonna have your little wider.
I guess a question: if somebody has a little bit wider, what would you recommend then, as far as just more things like leg raises, maybe some, not work the obliques and stuff as much, or what would you suggest if you're trying to keep more of a tapered look?
Well, again, you're gonna let your body what your body lets you do. It's gonna be genetics. You can only be the best at what you can be.
Okay.
Again, working your core, isolating your core so much, and you shouldn't have to spend 20 or 30 minutes a day on your core. You should be working your core with everything.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
With your waist and it'll come, and the fat, you can lose the fat. It's just not going to have that shape of your body structure as some guy that's going to have a littler waist.
So the only way to do it is just build your shoulders 3 or 4 feet.
Yeah, there you go. That's the only way. There you go. Come on.
Just kidding.
But again, people, I get people come to me all the time, but I want to look like this, I want to look like this person. But really, you got to really realize you only can do what your body lets you do, and be the best at what you can be. Yeah. And you can still get your body fat down and be in great shape and still look really awesome. Yeah. But you're going to be you.
Well, a question is, say somebody's coming in, somebody that's middle-aged, so to speak, like I am. If there's fat that's been on there for most of your life, some of that stuff that's just been there forever, is just, how just the intervals, just the intensity, more to bring it up?
Sure. you can get the fat off. It's going to take it's going to take some hard work, of course.
Yeah.
But the interval training, you'll start off slow, get your body kind of adapted to. You'll see results right away.
Okay.
If you haven't exercised at all,
Yeah.
your metabolism will kick in a little bit. It'll start off slow, and then eventually get to the more intense training, the more interval trainings, which will burn more fat the fastest. It will. But
Right.
you got to build up to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. All right. Well, thank you. I guess
Sure.
one of the things is I've been dieting now for probably almost 4 weeks, about 12 weeks out. I've only lost 10 pounds, and I know I still need another at least 20 down. So now with the intervals, what Kenny's saying this week, I got to really pick up the intensity and see if I can really burn 4 or 5 pounds this week. You know, that's got to be the goal.
What we talked about the first time is you got to stick with the regimen, man.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And
No, I
you're
haven't
doing
cheated.
it,
I
and you're
haven't
doing it.
cheated. I've stayed on
I've
the
seen it,
diet.
yeah.
I've
You're
stayed.
doing it,
You know, it's
Yeah.
it's the diet can be the boring part. You know,
Yeah.
but it's the
Yeah, but you got to do it all.
Thank you, King.
You're welcome,
Thank you.
Mike.
Thanks.
Okay.